This is the Can We Talk podcast, episode 113. I have two very special guests in the building, and I have prepared mentally within these last 30 minutes some opinions that I have. Okay? Jasmine, you were cool as fuck in real life, because on the phone and like via message, I was like, ain't no way this is going to work. Ain't no way this pod is going to work. Ain't no way Salesman Jazz is coming on the pod. Ain't no way. She's way more cooler in person than I ever expected. And you got to keep your ass off my timeline.
Why?
Because I was just scrolling, looking at food, and then it just ass. And I'm just like, whoa.
Oh, you meant in the literal sense, keep my ass off.
Yeah, your ass, yes. Yeah.
I don't put ass on timelines like often, you guys. So I know that sounds wild, but it was my birthday weekend. Shout out to Big 33. But yeah, I was like, I'm cutting up on my 33rd
Yeah, you
birthday.
like
when we video chatted, what did you be? When we video chatted,
I don't know. You were just so goal driven. Like, I don't know. Like, you came off as like a salesman. Like, and I don't like salesmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you came off as a salesman. You were like to the point. I was like, can you just tell me something else about you other than what you do for work?
She's straight, no choice.
when I have something on my mind, I'm like very focused. But Shayna keeps telling me, hey, you need to build better rapport. So sometimes I forget that I'm human and I have that goal, like it's on my mind, and I'm going straight for the kill.
But that's also the balance within like our friendship and our partnership in business, right? Because you're straight, no chase, you're a closer, and I love that about you. Me myself, I'm better at building rapport in relationships. But I'm not really a closer. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna give you the information. What you do with it is on you. You're just like you said, this is what you want. Get it? Like what's the holdup? And I love that. But together, like, how many deals have we closed in our career together? You know what I mean? And within our friendship, so it works. Yeah,
that was my opinions, guys. Because when I originally talked to you, right, I was just like, I think I'm a good gauger of like people, right? And you came off super salesy. I was like, what do you want to sell me, lady? Like, I'll buy it just so you won't talk to me. What is it? It's like the kids with the candy. Like, you just want them to kind of get away a little.
I just want to educate you. I'm very passionate about what I do, so that's why it comes off very strong, and I have to learn how to tone that down a little bit.
This is why I asked the questions I asked. Like, I was in HEB, like with headphones on, just walking around the store talking to y'all, and I was like, what are you? Who are you? Like,
he kept asking me,
what do you do?
He kept asking me, and I'm like, this is what I do. He's like, no, like, what do you do besides this?
Like, what's fun?
Yeah. But then I keep telling you, I didn't tell you much of anything, Calvin, but I was telling her, I was like, y'all's personalities, just knowing what I know about your personality and hers, I was like, this could either go like way left or like right.
Oh, I was prepared for it. I was prepared for it to go right.
Yeah.
Like left as well. I was like, because what if we get up on here and she tries to sell me something? I'm going to be like, you can't sell me, lady. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And she's gonna, you know what I mean? So the personalities, y'all both have very strong personalities, and mine's is kind of more like chill, laid back, like, or whatever.
I think I even texted. I was like, are you coming? Because if you're not coming, we're not doing this.
I can't be left in the room with this girl. I don't know what this girl is.
I need backup.
Well, that's exactly why I left y'all on a video chat together. I seen y'all calling. I was just like, I was getting my hair done anyway, but I was like, they need to figure out like if they like each other or not.
That's what I told him. I was like, do we even need her on this video chat? Because I'm good to go right now. And he was like, well, I guess if you're good. She needed backup.
Oh, I love that.
Hello, I'm cool in real life.
Cool. You're cool in my book.
Good stuff. I knew it. I knew y'all would like each other in person. So I'm happy about that.
I don't even really know, because I really wasn't even trying to sell you anything. So I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I don't like, outside of those conversations, I don't know you personally. So I don't know how you are like in your daily life. I don't know if you're like in the gym trying to and you talk like that. Like if that's just your mannerisms because you've been doing the job for X amount of time. Like I don't know if you just like molded into the job. Like
She's most definitely molded.
So fun fact.
Yeah.
Fun fact. I've only been doing life insurance for 3 months.
Have you been in sales?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Like your whole life?
Like the past probably decade at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
For sure. Yeah. I know a salesperson when I see one.
Yeah.
I
no.
hear one.
Yeah.
I should better say that.
She has
Hear
a real
one.
estate background, like a really like extensive real estate background, right? So that sells. We both worked in the banks together, so you know that's another form of sales, right? Even if it's not for your own personal pocket, you're selling on behalf of that company. I do taxes, and even then, I'm a tax preparer. So let me be specific about that. And then that's a hustle within itself. You know, it requires sales in some shape, form, or fashion. But again, this one here, she is a closer.
Okay, so another fun fact.
More fun facts.
growing up, most of my family, they own their own businesses.
Yeah.
So from a very young age, I was around my family hearing them talk and sell. Like since I've been around like at least 8 years old, I would go to work with them. They would sell patio furniture, so we would go knock on doors, and we thought it was fun to help sell out. And like whenever we would sell out all of the patio furniture, we would get to go to like the beach. I'm from California,
Okay.
so we were like Hollywood area, so we would go to the beach or go to LA, or it was like always fun. So it was kind of like a game from a very young age, not really even knowing that it was instilled in me at a young age. So basically, since I've been like my whole life, I've been exposed to entrepreneurs.
That's amazing. Because a lot of people don't get that experience. Yeah.
You know my background.
I do. Yeah.
I was in sales for quite some time. I worked for LegalZoom for 5 years in the sales department, and it was a perfect job for me at that time because it wasn't really like selling. It was like, you want to start a business, we can help, and we're probably the people you want to reach out to start a business, right? So it wasn't like I had to do too much convincing. Right. So I like those type of sales, but like I'm just not like, I can't be sold. Like if I'm going to be in the market for something, I actually want what's in that market. Okay. Like if I'm going to go get something, I'm going to go get it. I'll shop around, and there's nothing you can tell me that's going to change my mind. It's going to be based off of my own perception of things. That's why I hate car salesmen.
But that's how it should be though. Like you should shop around, you know, like you shouldn't just go with, you shouldn't just go with what anybody tells you, you know? So yeah, like I recommend shopping around. Like, yeah, check out whoever it is you need to check out. Check out Honda, check out Jeep, check out whoever it is you need to check out, because at the end of the day, like that's your hard-earned money that you are invested in whatever it is you choose to invest it in. Like you want to be well-versed and educated, and that's what our goal is to educate people, not to sell people.
Was that like on the docket? Was that like a part of the training?
No, like that is off the dome. That's off the dome because she's so sick like that. Because we got it like that. No, but we are different. We do essentially sell. We have to sell, obviously,
right.
But we are here to educate our community. And because sometimes we're so passionate about it, we just come off as like crazy salespeople, but we're really not crazy salespeople. We just all of the information we know, we just want to share with everyone.
Especially because it's not taught in our communities, you know, being Latina, you know, being black, right? Like we're not educated on finances. We're not educated about financial literacy on a whole scale. You know, there's people I scroll through on my timelines who literally do not know who the 3 credit bureaus are. You know, like that's a big deal, especially here at our big age, in our 30s, you know, like that's a big deal. You need to know it at the very least. What is credit? What does credit do? How does it affect you? Now, we're not in the credit business, but again, it's all the same industry and it aligns up.
Yeah, it's the fish fry culture, right? Like when something bad happens in the family and they don't got no money, and we sell fish plates and T-shirts and stuff like that because we weren't prepared.
Exactly.
So GoFundMe's, yeah. So we can actually jump into it. I think this is flowing properly. Like it's cool. We can jump into what you guys do and the life insurance kind of like aspect of everything. Mm-hmm. I'll give it to you guys and where you want to take it, and I'll chime in with my thoughts and my perspective being a well, I have life insurance. Let me say that, but
do you have enough?
I think I have $1 million or something like that through my job.
Look at you. too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh, that's bad?
Oh.
Five.
Through the
Did you
job?
hear it?
Through the job?
I did not hear it. What did
Still
I
high
not hear?
five.
Okay, still high five. Come on.
Through the
She
job?
said it.
Is that
Still
bad?
high five worthy. No, that's really
But
good.
do the job.
Do the job.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only issue. that we-
Okay, let's get into it.
okay. So how long have you been at your job?
2 years.
2 years. Okay. Do you see yourself being at your job for?
No.
No? Okay, you answered that before I can even finish the question. I don't know if you were too fast, if I was too slow, if it was a mixture of both. But, that's the answer of most people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't plan on spending the rest of your life at that job, or you don't know what that job is going through economically, like, can you trust that you're going to have life insurance when you actually need it? Like, do you know when your death date is?
No one knows that.
Exactly.
unless circumstances, but
Right.
no one knows.
If you decide to commit suicide, they're not going to pay out.
Yeah.
So, you only been there 2 years, so that's the thing.
I'm convinced if something happened to me, my job would replace me in a week. I don't care about that job. I don't care about
and
jobs.
that's what life insurance through most jobs, like, that's what that's for. It's not necessarily to support your families, but it's to ensure that they could replace you, right? And if they could replace you, what type of cost do that come with? That comes with the cost of training, right? If you work a job that requires you to have equipment or uniform, like, that's all factored into that cost. Like, that's not directly coming out of the company's pocket. Companies use life insurance to fund their businesses, to grow their businesses, to even pay employees. Did you know that during COVID, when a lot of people were trying to figure out, a lot of businesses were trying to figure out how they were going to pay people, the ones that fell were the ones that did not have life insurance. The ones that actually have life insurance paid their employees out through life insurance policies. That was a determining factor as to whether or not a lot of us kept our jobs or not. That's a big deal, but it's not spoken about enough. Why is it not spoken about enough? I don't know, but that's what we're here to do. Again, it's not to sell. We don't sell, we educate. The selling is going to do itself. So get your own stuff. That's my only recommendation. You're on the right track. $1 million in coverage, that's a big deal. You don't have any kids. You're not married. You don't have any,
You don't know if I have a kid? No, I'm just playing.
Well, sperm donor over here. We got a sperm donor on the loose. Does anyone need a sperm donor?
He has $1 million in coverage.
But it only may be term. But no, for real. So for like $1 million coverage, do you know if it's a term or IUL?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. I don't know what that is.
Some HR lady came on our Zoom and was like, hey, you have these options. You pay this much or this much. I was like, yeah, I'll go with that one.
So then you pay less than 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely a term. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So do you want to let him know like what a term, ROP, and
You got it. You got this. Yeah.
okay. So a term can go anywhere from it's called a term. So with the it will only go up to 30 years. That is the highest a term will go. So you do have living benefits, but with a term, basically, if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you get it at 33 and it's only good for 30 years, what is that? 63? Mm-hmm. That means it's expiring at 63. Now the life expectancy is 76 years old. Again, we don't know our debt date. Our most popular insurance is an IUL. That's called the Index Universal Account. That is our most popular because it has living benefits, cash accumulation, and it is good for 121 years. So I'm pretty sure you're not living over 21 because you will be very, very wrinkly.
Right.
I'll be turning up at 101.
So IULs are more expensive than terms. They are my favorite because, again, you get the cash accumulation, they don't expire, and you get the living benefits. But if you need something, term will work to be covered. People can also use term if you have a mortgage. So if you have a 30-year mortgage and you have a $500,000 balance, it's good to match that up and have at least. It's always good to mix your policy. So you can have a term and an IUL, but I'm always pushing the IULs, which are those Index Universal Accounts.
So when it comes to job, like term, right? And I leave the job, and of course I don't keep that.
Right.
And I go to another job and just do it there. Like, what if I'm just doing it in every job I go to?
Now, here's the problem. Oh, did you want to speak on that? Now, you can do that, right? That is an option. But in the life insurance game, it's exactly that. It's a game, right? Would you consider yourself fairly healthy?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, and I know, you like to eat right. Like, I know you're a chef, right? You go to the gym. Like, these are things I know about you. You stay pretty hydrated. I told you my phone was going to ring. Nobody answered the phone before the podcast started. Anywho. The problem with that is that inevitably we get older, right? What comes with old age? It comes more problems. Now, you may be perfectly fine, perfectly healthy, but in the eyes of the insurance industry or just the medical industry on an overall scale, like, it's safe to say that when you get older, you're going to have more problems, right? Just aging alone is a whammy. So, I mean, you can keep hopping from insurance to insurance, but it's going to come at a higher cost every time. And you want to know how much insurance you're getting in the event that you actually need it. And you don't really know that hopping around from job to job because you don't know what the cost is to replace you, right? We talked about this, a cost to replace you. You don't know what your family gets on the back end. You don't even know what type of insurance you have. You don't know what type of clauses are attached to that insurance. These are all important things to know. Imagine passing away, God forbid, and your family think you have, right? Your family think you have life insurance and they think that they can bury you and they find out that they can't. Imagine being at your big age, right? I said our big age is 30, right? But this is just the age where we're super grown. But imagine being in your 50s and thinking you're about to retire and you're like, all my life I had to fight and work and I built up all this money in these 401ks and you think you have $800,000. By the way, this is like a real story of somebody that one of our colleagues that we're in the business with. His uncle thought he had $800,000 in life coverage in a 401k and found out that he only had less than $200,000 in his 401k. Why is that? Well, his 401k is through his job. That's number one. Number two is suffered market loss. So when you have 401ks, 403bs, things of this nature, they coincide with the S&P 500, which is the stock market. So whenever the stock goes up, the stock, your 401k goes up. Whenever the stock crashes, well, your assets do too. You lose money in the market. That's a big deal. And you spent all your life earning this money and all it took was a little market crash to crash to do essentially that, crash that for you. And then not to mention there's brokerage fees, right? A lot of people don't know that there's somebody who actually managed their 401ks, do their job, whoever, but we don't check on these things. So his uncle, not only did he suffer over $600,000 in retirement loss, but about $250,000, $250,000 of that went to brokerage fees. He's never spoken to this person. He don't know who this person is. This person has never educated him on what the market was doing with his assets, with his retirement money, with the money that he spent his entire life working for. That's a big deal. And that's why what we do here is a big deal. We're not financial advisors, by the way.
We're allowed to use the word guarantee.
Okay. Because we're not financial advisors. Financial advisors, they're awesome, right? There's a lot of things that a financial advisor can do for you. It can educate you about, but they do not do life insurance. They don't do life insurance. They don't do annuities. This is our ballpark. And we can actually, like Jasmine said, we can guarantee that you're not suffering from a market loss. Well, why is that? Because we use index accounts. Now, of course, we're versed in different life insurance policies, but the ones that we're focused on is the ones that protect our communities, the ones that protect our families, and an index does that. An index it's not in the stock market. What an index does is it basically emulates the stock market. So when the market is doing well, it goes up. Right? Your assets go up with the index. When the market crashes, your assets stay the same. And that's why we can say, honestly, that we can guarantee no market loss.
2 questions.
That's a big deal.
2 questions. So if it's dictated by age, am I getting different coverage, me being 31, than my 58-year-old coworker?
Possibly, because it depends on a couple things. It could depend on, what your medical history look like, right? Because it's not solely on age, right? But age is just something that we can't beat. We're going to age inevitably, but to a certain extent, we kind of have control over our health. How much we weigh, how much we don't weigh, whatever. Some things are just genetic, and you can't, beat or fight that or whatever. But there's most definitely a difference. And it also depends on what point in time in life that you're at, right? Because you may have a 31-year-old. I'm sorry, Jasmine. You might have a 31-year-old who have no health problems, but he has kids and he has a mortgage, this and that and the third. So he might need different coverage from the other, from somebody who's 45 with no kids and no mortgage, and maybe he does have health conditions. So it really just varies, and you never know. And do you really want to sit around and find out to find out when life hits? That's kind of our job, is to kind of get to you before life gets to you, for lack of better words.
So when you say coverage, are you meaning like the amount covered or your monthly payment?
Both. So like if we start a job together, me being 31 now, coworker's 55 years old, the job will only give us 2 or 3 options.
Right.
Those options aren't based off of our age. They're just based off of what that company allows you to have. So like when, let's say we both choose the same plan, aren't we getting the same thing?
Not necessarily. I mean, it's presented that way, right? It's presented that way. But unless you've actually done the research and, because I talk to a lot of people that have life insurance through their jobs, and even with our own work experience, right? We know that our jobs offer life insurance. A lot of people don't go to the seminars. A lot of people don't, go to the read the literature that they have for open enrollment when they, provide this information. So it appears to be packaged the same, but unless you're actually on top of what it is you have with that company, you don't really know. So it's safe to assume that you have the same coverage, right? But unless you actually dig into what you have going on, and what you signed
There could
up
be
for,
some stipulations, terms and conditions that you're not reading. They give you a packet full of shit. You're not reading through it. And it could be like, if you're 58 and older, such and such does not apply to you. If you're this, okay, that makes sense.
Right now, like for a $500,000 coverage, if you and a 55-year-old got $500,000 worth of coverage, your payments are going to be way significantly different.
Gotcha.
So that's why it's good to be grandfathered in at a young age before anything happens.
That's why HR be getting us. They be so smart in HR. They be like, you got these options, but we can't talk about it. We can't talk about
it. Why? That doesn't make you think like why? Like why can't you educate me on it? Because
here's the information, figure it out.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. And that's why it's best to start it at a young age when you are healthy and you don't need it, because it will be inexpensive whenever you need something. Think about like if you get in a car accident, right? And you're not really thinking about what kind of rental coverage you have. You don't think about it until you need it.
I be needing rentals. Motherfuckers be hitting me.
Yeah, but you want to know what's crazy? Imagine if somebody hit you and God forbid you died. We're more inclined to pay car insurance than we are life insurance. What does car insurance do for you in the event that you get into a car accident and God forbid pass away? Whether you're passed away or not, right? The insurance company is going to get paid. That is their asset. The only thing they're worried about, respectfully, is their asset. They're not worried about you. They're not worried about your family.
I mean, who makes you have the insurance? A lien holder. The lien holder is protecting their collateral.
Right? And then the state, right? And the lien holder comes from what? State requirements, right? So why does society promote for you to insure a vehicle but doesn't promote you to insure your own life?
We have insurance on our Apple products, right? Any Apple products we have, but then people don't want to spend that extra. People are thinking of life insurance as another bill. No, it's not a bill. It's an investment for you, your family, your legacy. Even if you don't have kids, if you're not married, if you don't have a mortgage, that's fine. You still need life insurance because God forbid, what happens if you get into a car accident and you do survive and your limb is missing? who's going to take care of you? That is going to be passed to one of your family members. So people are like, I don't need life insurance. I'm not married. I don't have kids.
I'm
and
young.
I don't have a mortgage.
I'm healthy.
I'm young. You don't know what life is going to bring to you. So get insured at anything. Like, talk to us.
Yeah, seriously. And you know, you really touched on a powerful point, right? Because there's a misconception that life insurance is only valuable to you in the event that you die. You hit on it earlier as well. Living benefits. Our products offer living benefits, you know. So what does that mean? If you become critically ill, chronically ill, critically injured, you know, anything along those lines, like, you can accelerate your life insurance benefit up to 80%. What does that mean? Let's put it in numerical terms. If you have $100,000 in coverage and you can accelerate 80% of that, that's $80,000 that you can use to cover your medical expenses. Yeah, we may pay for medical insurance, we may pay for medical this and this and that and the third, but let's be real, when some real stuff happened to you, these insurance companies don't want to pay out. They're not trying to pay out. In fact, they'll come up with every excuse in a book as to why they cannot cover your medical expenses. And now you're trying to figure out how you're going to help, you know, pay for whatever meds or whatever surgery it is that you need to get this done, when the insurance that you've been paying into, whether it's through most people through their job, should help you with that. You know, like, what do we, like, I know when I was working my W-2 job, for me and my children, I was coming out of pocket $500 a month, and they wouldn't even, I had such a hard time just getting them to try to get me basic hernia repair surgery from having my first son. That's not something I should have to try to struggle with dealing with. Like, that's insane. And it doesn't cost a lot to bury somebody unless you're, I don't know, you know, somebody who wants elephants carrying your casket, or
your boy, me, for sure.
Yeah. You know, but other than that, what the average cost of a funeral is about, what, $10,000-$15,000? Like, it really doesn't cost much. So, you know, we hear a lot of that, oh, I don't need life insurance because, or I don't need, you know, much more life insurance because it doesn't cost this much to bury me. But if you're only looking at burial, you've already lost in the game, because it's not called death insurance. It's called life insurance, and it's called life insurance for a reason. And people don't understand that. It goes over people's head because the lack of education. It's no one's fault, but that's what we're here for.
Was that also in the packet?
Oh my God. Well, I think we could make a brochure ourselves.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get this guy some literature.
I said it's also in the back. Okay.
No. There should be an emphasis on these things, but because when I worked for LegalZoom, and I worked for an alarm company, right? And the amount of calls we would get about DOAs. Is it DOAs? POAs?
DBAs?
No.
Doing business as?
Power of attorney?
Yes.
POAs.
POAs, okay. The amount of those calls that we would get, families would be in shambles. Because after someone passes away, it is difficult to get a cell phone turned off if they don't have any information about the account. Like, you'll call AT&T and be like, such and such passed away. You guys are still charging him. And the person you talk to will be like, well, do you know this, and this? And then they'll be like, no, I don't know any of that. There's nothing we can do.
And that's unfortunate. You know,
these companies are rotten, let me tell you.
They are.
I've been in the financial industry for about 10 years, and this is the first year I am learning about life insurance, and I'm a little appalled. Coming from bank background, credit union background, real estate background, the government does not want you to know about life insurance, because life insurance is a game changer. Let me tell you, Walt Disney, JCPenney's, McDonald's, all three of those major companies were opened with their life insurance. Life insurance has been around for 200 years. Only the wealthy people know about it. The same way the government does not teach us about credit scores and the credit bureaus and credit karma. What do they teach us? They teach us to go to school and be a slave to society. Sit here for 8 hours at school, graduate, get a $200,000 in educational debt, because that is the dream. Now you have to go to college to make $100K, and nowadays $100K is not the new norm. It's $250, and that's a one single family household. So the government is not here to teach us how to get better, because they want us to stay slaves to this society.
Because it keeps them rich. It keeps the rich rich and the poor poor.
No, I completely understand that 100%. Because like, if it was a educational pool from the government, all this stuff would be taught in school. Like, there would be a credit class.
Exactly.
There would be. I was grateful that there was home ec when I was in high school. Like, I took that shit.
Yeah.
Because I knew I wanted to go into the culinary space.
Yeah.
And I was able to make lasagna in high school.
Yeah,
like,
I didn't get that. I had no. My family had to teach us how to cook, but I mean, like normal basic home ec, the essential of living, they took it away.
And no one took those classes. Like those, every other class at that time was like 30 deep. Any class, any elective, 30 deep. Right? Home ec had like 7 of us in it.
Yeah, I took economics. I did take home ec as well. I actually like to cook. You know, if y'all didn't know that about me, like I'm actually pretty decent at it. You know?
They made us
we
take
be throwing down on the stove.
Okay. You know, like these babies ain't hefty for no reason. But yeah, I actually took economics, and half of the semester we played Monopoly. Monopoly is a phenomenal game, right? Yeah, we have real estate licenses. I'm in the game of real estate, but like it really didn't teach me.
See, my shit was lit because like by the time I was like maybe like my junior or senior year, like I wasn't 8 classes. I think I was like 4 classes.
Wow.
Type shit. So like I only had to have my electives as my last class. I did home ec and I did a sewing class. It's because I like women, yo. So I was where they was at.
Yeah.
Right. But like in the home ec class, they made us take home a fake baby.
Oh yeah.
With one of the
Was
classmates.
it a flower baby?
No, it was a baby
real
that
baby.
peed
I had a flower baby.
and yelled
No,
and
it cried.
screamed.
My flower popped. We had to go buy a new flower because I don't know what happened to the flower. My mom was like, "Your baby died." I'm like, "Well, it's just a bag of flour. We can go buy a new flour."
Yeah, no, this one here, this baby, when it cried, it report to the teacher if you've been neglecting it.
Yeah, like they can plug in the baby.
No.
They can upload the baby.
I wanted to show you this. Can you read that?
Is it just like the bank money? Like
Yeah, it says banks ranked by life insurance assets. So, do you bank with any of these banks?
Oh, PNC lit.
Yes.
But they weren't always PNC. They were BBVA first.
So basically, banks keep their money in life insurance.
Banks don't have money at all, really.
Because of no, they use our money
Exactly.
to either loan
Facts.
out or put
Facts.
in these life insurance policies.
Facts. That's why if there was ever a crisis and everyone went to go get their money, it wouldn't be there.
No,
Exactly.
you have to order. Actually, you have to order the money because we worked in front office before. So I did that. Like when the shipment, like people would come and they're like, "I want 20,000." I said, "We have to order it," and they would get mad at me. I said, "It's not
It's my
me."
money.
I was
It's
like, if
in
you
my
ever
app.
come rob us, like there's less than 20K in the vault. You're not getting much.
Yeah, that's
And
why it's funny.
They would look so pissed.
They would be so mad. But
That's basic banking though. Like
Yeah.
your money is their asset. They're flipping and switching that money across so many different places.
But
That
Why
money's
not start
there.
growing your own asset by
Exactly.
putting money in these IULs? You know, wealthy people even use these as investment account because you can deposit so much into these IULs a year without being taxed. IRA, the cap is $6,500 a year. However, the IUL, determining on your face value, is what you can max fund a year. So you can, like I said, use it as an investment source.
so if you yeah, that was good.
That was part of the book too.
That was the pamphlet.
was
Yeah,
in
for
the
sure.
most
for sure,
definitely
for sure,
in
for
the
sure.
pamphlet.
Hardcover.
But and to touch on what you had spoke on earlier about someone wanting to withdraw money. Imagine if we went through another 1929 market crash, and I know we had the 2008
Recession.
crash, right? But when the housing market plummeted. But the 1929 market crashed. What did everybody do? Everybody ran to the bank. Nobody was able to get their money except for the people who had what is called charters, right? So a charter is basically worth $250,000, right? And you can have up to 4 charters. So what does that look like? That's up to $1 million. Who just has $250,000, a $250,000 to $1 million in the bank right now? How many people do you know have that, right? If you can name somebody that have that type of money in a bank, then those are the people who would be eligible and who was eligible to get their money out the bank during a market crash. You know, but if you just have $20,000, $10,000, $5,000, your money is good as gone.
So speaking of the market crash, do you know we are due for one soon?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, people that have 401ks or IRAs, that money is in the stock market. You are going to lose it. I can guarantee you're going to lose some money in there. So we do roll over 401ks, and we do those into index annuities. And with that, Shayna was saying earlier, our floor is 0. So you are only guaranteed to make money. We could guarantee you're not going to lose any money. So if you know anyone that has a previously 401k or IRA, the 403bs, anything like that, we could roll that over so your money is safe. Because who is okay with losing any money, whether it's $1,000 or $20,000? Would you be okay with losing money?
No, but like I do sometimes because like this podcast costs money, and you know.
Right, but you're investing in yourself. This is your business, right? So
He said, but I do.
yeah, it takes money to make money, and you can account on yourself for that loss, like that. You chose to take on that loss for the sake of growing yourself, growing your business, growing your legacy.
And are you losing thousands of dollars?
No, but I do have a question for you guys.
Sure.
Right, so the companies I've worked for have allowed our interest from our 401ks to go into their stock, like as far as company-owned stock. Yeah. All the companies I've worked for have either already been public or in the process of becoming public while I'm working there.
And that's why.
No, go.
And that's why you're suffering from market loss. That's why your assets, your investments are subject to market loss, because they're being put directly into the market. So whatever that market does is whatever your assets are going to do. And if you don't have the cushion that you want to sit on to support that loss, you will be greatly affected.
But in those situations, it's an option.
In those situations, it's really not. Well, the only option is to not get the 401k through your job, not to pay that. You know, the option would be to get something for yourself, educate yourself on the product that you're going to be investing your money in, so you can confidently say and know what your money is going to do and how pretty you're going to be sitting when it's time for you to retire. Right now, you don't have that safety net with what our jobs are doing these days. We just don't have it. The market's crazy. There's all type of global conflicts going on in the world. I think we sent you a global conflict tracker.
I didn't read none of that. I thought that was stuff for y'all.
No.
For y'all's reference to pull up during the pod. I didn't read nothing.
No, look it up. Look it up. I think we sent you, pull it up on your phone. We sent it to you for a reason. Oh, maybe you're using your phone. Okay. Pull it up, Jasmine. Yeah, no, there's all type of conflicts going on in the world.
So if you do have that option, I would choose not to put the money in their stocks, because when you do leave that job, you could just roll over your 401k. And if your money is in their stocks, you're basically going to have to cash it out, taxes and things like that. When you roll over, and if you don't take any money out, you're not going to be paying taxes because it's going from one vehicle to the other vehicle. So we also tell people, if your job is going to match you 3%, don't put in more than 3%. Just put what they match you, because if you're putting in 5%, your money is in the market. You're going to lose up and down. So just put in the amount that they are matching you. Something is better than nothing, but when you do leave, you have that option to roll it over into a safer vehicle.
Yeah, and if you're currently working your job, you cannot roll it over. You know, you have to be over the retirement age or over to roll it over, unless you've worked previous jobs where you have 401k.
See, that's what I was going to ask you as well. Like,
okay.
The company that I have my 401k through has always worked with jobs. So I have my shit from when I was like 18.
But they've been different, like Merrill Lynch or something, but they've all had the same, or Edward, just like what
the same vehicle. Like I can go log into my whatever.
But it's not all combined, right? You should have different accounts. You should have let's say you worked 4 jobs, you should have 4 different accounts.
I'm gonna call it HR.
Yes.
And that's what we do with people.
Or
Like
call the source. I like calling the source.
Yeah.
Don't even call HR. Like call the department. If it's Edward Jones, I don't know who the money is invested with, but you need to call the source
Gotcha.
and tell them, hey, my previous jobs, do I have 4 different? You should have 4 different accounts or whatever the number is.
Yeah.
They should not be tied together.
because they're different entities with their own relationship with this one investor. You know what I mean? So yeah, you want to most definitely figure out where your money is, because it's not growing just sitting at a place that you used to work. It worked in your favor when you were working for them, but to a
There's
certain
mad bad
extent.
shit happening. Yeah, I'm fully
Yes,
aware.
it's all over the place.
That's always all the time.
Yeah. What did you show him? The global okay.
It's
So
this-
again, if you look at the U.S., right, it appears that we have no conflict going on. It appears that we're probably one of the safest places to be right now, where you have things going on all over Africa, all throughout the Middle East, right? But even though we don't have wars and bombs and things flowing off, going off in our country, it still affects us, right? You know, and it affects us how? Because we get oil from the Middle East. You know, we get produce from across sea. So if they're at war and they're at conflict, that affects us. That's why gas prices are so high.
Our inflation
That's
is crazy.
And-
These
and when inflation-
pineapples are about to be going up.
Exactly. Avocados, for crying out loud. Are they 3D printing these things now? Because there's no way they're getting them from across seas. You know?
Hey, avocados is a dangerous business, yo.
I freaking love avocados. And the fact
It's
that
a
this
dangerous business, like cartel shit.
Is that from Colombia?
No, it's like Mexico.
Yeah, and that's
Like there's like a whole there's like a there's a doc on Netflix that talks about it. Like they pushing these avocados like weight.
yeah.
I'm so serious.
Yeah, listen.
Like people are dying over avocados.
It's one of the healthiest fats.
Don't
you
mess
can
with my
consume.
avocado.
People are getting hit by the mafia out there, man.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm hooked on avocados. So if I can't get my avocados, like, that's an issue. You know what I mean? Like, can I say that I live pretty comfortably? Yes. You know, I have the cars that I like to drive. My kids are taken care of. We have roofs over our heads. But, like, I'm still paying, I have an 8-cylinder Jeep with a Hemi. Like, you know how much it costs? I don't have a car payment. It's paid off, everything. Do you know how much it costs to, like, put gas in that thing? More than it would a car payment. That is ridiculous. Like,
Facts.
it's absolutely ridiculous. But why is that? Because oil prices is up. Inflation is high. So it's like, yeah, even though, like, I wake up every day and I'm comfortable and I'm happy for the most part with life, right? Because I want to make more money. I'm not happy about that part. But, like, I'm still being affected. We're still being affected. I want my avocados, Calvin.
Hey, life is tough. I mean, I wouldn't talk against it, because like just because you understand why things suck doesn't really mean that they're gonna change. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not the first generation of people to go through shitty times,
This is true.
right? Even though the money is higher, the same effect happened even with the. I was talking to someone the other day. They were like, I lived in Rochester, New York, 20 years ago. It was $500 to rent just a room.
Yeah.
That same room is $1,500. No changes.
Yeah. 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 Right? And what happened there, right? The value of your dollar went down, and that's what's continuing to happen, which is why it's important to understand how money works, to understand what it is that you want your money to do, and most importantly, to stay on top of all of that. And if you're not on top of that, when the market go to crap, you're going to go to crap. Everything that you have tied to yourself is going to go to crap. You're liable to lose your home, your vehicles, your refrigerator, not your refrigerator physically.
They might.
I mean,
People
that goes
be
with the house, right?
folks
But
be renting
the food.
refrigerators these days.
Yeah.
Renting Cinder refrigerators. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I mean, on top of inflation, the layoffs this year. Elise just got laid off today.
Oh my God. The girl that you just met, one of our colleagues, she's in the business with us. And, our vision is to basically eradicate job loss. Like, we don't.
That can never happen. Like, it just can't.
No,
like,
it's 1,000. No. The vision is to free 1,000 people from a 9 to 5.
Gotcha.
So that is the vision, to
More
free
specifically.
1,000 people from a clock in and clock out.
Gotcha.
And
So
she
that-
just lost hers today.
Yes, that you will be you're in charge of how much you can actually go out and make, because we are entrepreneur, we are salespeople, basically.
I don't like sales.
We're here to educate. We are educators.
Trying to sell me again. God
We
damn.
have
Was that in the
all
pamphlet?
grades.
Was that in the pamphlet? God damn it.
You didn't read the fine print, did you?
Check if
always
you
a
agree to
fine print.
terms.
No,
No.
we're really not bad. And like
You're cool.
You know,
We're all
like,
cool. We're all cool. I'm just saying, like, you can't unbig America's back. Like,
No.
America is this big back ass motherfucker that's just gonna roll.
If America to work out, you know what I mean?
If
We
it
could
would work
upbig
out,
our backs.
America don't want to work out. It's eating too much.
no, that's why we can't get everyone. But the goal is
Get somebody,
to free
yeah.
1,000 people.
I worked for Apple, like the corporate office,
Right. Oh.
for some years, right? And we all just came into work, normal time. No one said shit. We're just working, doing what we're supposed to do. I worked in fraud, right?
Okay.
So I used to talk to the grandmas who gave their card away from someone who's overseas, like, hey, your Apple Card pay is not working. Oh, let me get my credit card. Yeah, you just update your credit card.
Scammers.
Yeah. And then grandma lost her life savings because she gave it to such and such
That
from
is
overseas
sad.
because he was on Facebook. But
See,
anyways,
and why do you have that much money in the bank anyways? It's not growing in the bank.
It's not. It's not. But
these
again,
folks be in their 80s, bro. Like,
yeah.
but what I was saying is, like, I worked for Apple corporate, right? And regular work day, no one knew anything. It was a Tuesday, bro. So we walk in, everyone's working. We worked for hours. Everyone gets an email and a calendar invite on their stuff, right? Just randomly. Some people have an hour, some people have 30 minutes. The hour people go, let's just for time's sake, the hour people get 2 to 3, and then the half hour people get 3 to 3:30.
Right.
Right. So everyone who had the hour, they go off to a meeting. They go off to the meeting, whatever. They come back sad as shit. They laid off half of the department. And then the people who got the 30 minutes were told, y'all good. Y'all don't really need that long off the work, right? You only need 30 minutes. The people who are about to be fired need the hour to, like, figure it out. But y'all good. We sat in a room in the most decorated, beautiful office, and boss was like, I know you guys heard about such and such and such and such. Y'all good. I quit 3 days later
Oh wow.
because fuck that.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Because they let go at that time I only been working there for 2 years.
Right.
They let go the people who trained me. They let go people who were in my same position for 5 years.
So what makes you any better than them? It's the
Exactly.
ideology.
It's probably because they were getting a little more, so they usually, when they start
But it
cutting
was
people,
But it was at random though, because, like, people who were in my own training class also got clipped.
I don't know how they do
But
that.
you know what?
was
But
gonna
it varies. Yeah, and it varies business to business, right? That's just business for you. Like, as a business owner, you run your business how you see fit to run your business. So if you need more capital to fund a project, then you might look to see where you can cut your
I
losses.
literally quit 3 days later.
Yeah,
like,
'cause
because that
as you
was so
should.
off-putting for me. Like, I was like, this is a good job, but what the fuck?
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pay my rent 3 months from now.
And they only had, so it was on a Tuesday. They only had until Friday before
They
was out of
figured
there.
it out?
Yeah, they was
Yeah.
out of there. Right. So they got the opportunity to work those 3 days after or quit right there and there, but then they would lose their severance
Their
package.
severance, yeah, no.
Right. And then that's not the only instance. Like, during COVID, right, I worked for a home security company, right? And during that whole pandemic, they were like, certain jobs are essential.
Right.
Because it was an alarm company, right? You can't just not be available for people if you're trying to protect their homes.
Right.
Same shit. Tuesdays ain't shit. It was on a Tuesday.
Tuesdays ain't shit. Turn up.
It was the same thing on a Tuesday. Everyone in the building at the same time gets an email, right?
Right.
We've been told we're essential, so we were having to go to work throughout the whole pandemic shit, right? Mm-hmm. We get an email. We just sold to such and such. If you don't have a computer at home, you can't work anymore. And next Friday is your last day. If you don't currently have a computer right now, where we can take that IP address and add it to our systems, your last day is next Friday. If you do have a computer, your last day is the Friday after.
I dealt with crap like that literally before like COVID. I don't know what it was about COVID, and I think it hit for a lot of people.
It was all those stimulus checks they cut.
That it was, but also on the same token, as far as like why I jumped into entrepreneurship. You know, I've always had like the mentality, low key. I watched my dad. My dad is an entrepreneur. You know, we're not going to talk about what he entrepreneurs, if that's a word. You know what I mean?
At a D.
But you know, like I get my hustling spirit from my father, but it was something about COVID that just like it didn't sit right. You know, like I told myself like, yeah, no, like I mean y'all cool for health insurance or whatever, but I can't allow y'all to have that control over my livelihood. Like I need to know that I can keep a roof over my head. I need to know that I can keep food in my kids' mouths. I need to know that I have gas to put in my vehicle. I need to know that I can maintain my lifestyle. And I cannot do that working a 9-to-5. I cannot do that working a traditional job. And that's not to crap on traditional jobs, right? Because they do their part. They've done their part in my life. I can say that they've done their part in all of our lives. But like that whole like, oh, you can't work, but you also can't leave the house. What?
And there's job stability.
Like,
are you stable?
You know, like,
yeah. That whole thing just messed me up mentally. Like, I haven't worked in a physical building in 4.5 years.
No, I haven't either. I mean, I do a couple things for it, right? You know, I offer life insurance and annuities. We both do. We also in real estate. We also, you know, do tax prep. But this is like. These are industries that are aligned up, but again, these are industries that we can control. What's not going anywhere is finances. You know, people constantly have to deal with finances. Your finances affect everything, your livelihood, your relationships, your everything. You know, that's not going anywhere. Just like the healthcare market, right? Like people inevitably, they're going to get sick. We need our nurses. We need our doctors. We need these people. People are going to die inevitably. That's why we're in life insurance.
No one makes it out alive.
Nobody makes it out alive.
That's
like it's
definitely
a death row contract.
That's definitely in the pamphlet. Nobody ever makes it out alive. That's the last page. That's page 178.
That's my closing.
Go Elvis Okafor.
I made that one up.
Oh, you did?
Yes. No, I for real made that one up. I mean, Coach does a lot.
Coach do a lot. But you know, shout out to Elvis Okafor. He is an amazing individual. Again, we've been in the game of finances for over 10 years now. We met in the industry over 10 years ago. Our career paths have always aligned. But like she said earlier, like there was just a lot that we did not know. And we religiously get mentorship from Elvis Okafor, from Cindy Kobos. I mean, there's so many. And these are people who are a big deal. I mean, they really have made an impact in this industry.
Yeah, they've put over $1 billion back into the community with life insurance coverage. They're both set to make their million this year. So
George Palayo,
he's already hit his million.
And he was a server, a waitress at Red Lobster. You know, so he doesn't even have the amount of years in the industry with finances that we do, and the man is killing it, right? Because he knows things that even in these industries working that we're not taught. We're taught very basic surface level things.
If anything, right?
Exactly. And these men, these women, these people in this organization, in this industry, they literally, for free, mentor us, train us religiously.
Do you know who Patrick Bet-David is?
Nope.
No?
What? Are you a sports fan?
He has a podcast. PBD.
I mean, but he's on everybody's podcast, though. Like, he's like a big deal. He's part owner of the New York Yankees.
I hate baseball. Baseball is so boring.
Have you heard of Valuetainment? No? Okay. So Patrick Bet-David, he is our co-founder. So I've been listening to his like mentorship and podcast.
Did you watch that before, like, you talked to me? Because it sounds like you got in that mode.
No.
When you talk to me.
Not today.
No. Good. Because you're definitely cooler. Because I feel like you had that on in the background before you got on the call. Like I feel like whoever you're talking about motivated the shit out of you.
Tell him like what we just talked about a few days. Like this has not been me. My few. Like I told you, we've only been in life insurance since March.
They're good.
But
They're good. Ooh, that pamphlet.
Yeah.
Can you tell him our conversation?
Yes.
It was just like a few days ago.
Yes. We've only been in the industry for a couple. We have a lot of conversation about this.
Yeah, but we're near. Okay, so she was like, I don't even recognize who you are lately because I have become so obsessed. Like I've been eating, breathing, sleeping, like texting her 2:00 in the morning with my notes, and she was like, "Go to sleep."
Yeah. No, but we're so passionate about it. I would say she's obsessed. You know what I mean? And there's a level of passion that comes with that. I'm passionate about it. I wouldn't say I'm quite at the obsession mark, yet. But I understand the obsession behind it because we're getting all of this information. Like I said, we religiously, there's times where we don't leave our office until like 12 midnight, 2 in the morning. I have children. She doesn't have children. Like if I'm sacrificing time with my children to invest in this business, to educate myself so I can educate our communities, what does that tell you? You know what I mean? And then we're being educated by people who have yielded the results, by people who have made actual impact globally within our community.
So honestly, the reason I am so passionate about life insurance is, like I said, I've been in the financial industry for 10 years. They never set us down and educated us on this topic. They educated us on IRAs, business accounts. Back in 2016, my brother was about 24, 25, and he was diagnosed with lymphoma cancer. He was in the hospital for over a month. He was in California. Me and my family, we were in Texas. My parents had to take off basically almost a whole month. They spent so much money in medical bills. If someone would have educated us and my brother would have had an IUL, he could have accelerated his benefits. He still would have had to go through the cancer, radiation and things, but it would have created an easier time for him and my parents. My parents were stressed about taking time off, missing money. My brother's credit got bad because obviously car payments, cell phones. I had to watch my younger brother while they took him to Houston and stayed at the MDM Anderson. So that's why I'm so passionate, because I've lived with it. Like I've seen how this could have changed someone's life so dearly to me. On top of that, I've had so many relatives pass away that did not have life insurance. My dad passed away when I was 16 years old. Would it have been nice to come across 50,000, 100,000? Yes, that doesn't take him away, but at least I would have got, again, no one's making it out alive. And so some people are like, oh, so you would want money? Why not? Like that could have set me up for life. If you're not going to be here for me physically, it would have been nice to get some money. I had my uncle pass away, grandma's pass away, and no one ever sat down to get life insurance. We were just not educated. So that is why I'm so passionate about it, because I've had so many instances. Last year, my cousins got in my age, 33, they got in a horrible car accident. They had to have back surgery, leg surgery. If they would have had insurance, their bills would have been paid. Instead, I don't think they hit bankruptcy, but they went through a lot of trials and tribulations. And she told me, why weren't you in this last year? I said, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, but now that I'm in life insurance, they're looking at me like, why didn't you tell me about this? I'm like, I'm just finding out. So I'm so angry that I've been in this industry, the financial industry, and they don't want to teach you those good things. They want to teach you about LLC and open a business account and an IRA
and open up a credit card and run the credit up. And
an EIN and a DMB number and all these things.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like we love, like, there's a lot of value in these things. Like, yes, start your businesses. Know what a LLC is, know what a S Corp is, know what a C Corp is, know what a DBA is. But that's not it. You know what I mean? And what good is it to just know what it is without actually knowing what it does for you? How does it affect your taxes? How does it affect, you know what I mean? How does it affect your livelihood? Like, these are conversations that should not be taboo. These are conversations that should be open discussion, not conversations that should come up when somebody gets sick or die or get into some type of freak accident. And that's, to add on to what she said, that's another reason why I'm passionate about it, because it's like, okay, you know, people, this goes into one of the topics, you know, people support who they want to support. I don't care about who supports me, who doesn't support me. What I care about is making sure your legacy is protected. What I care about is not having, you know what I mean, is not getting those phone calls of, man, I should have just took you up on that, you know, on that quote. I should have started that policy. I should have, you know what I mean? I seen that you were in the life insurance business and I just thought I had time. Like, these are actual conversations that I'm having with people. And now you coming to me talking, and you're not even coming to me about how can we protect your legacy now. It's the conversation is, oh, my such and such passed away. My such and such is in the hospital, and what can we do now? Well, guess what? At this point in time in the game, life insurance is a privilege to have. It's almost too late when stuff actually happens. Almost when you get medically diagnosed. You know how many life insurance policies I have in my pipeline right now that I'm trying to push, because people have simple things. And I say simple things like, you know, because it's common. Diabetes, you know, ADHD, ADD. Like, do you know how hard it is to insure people with these conditions? But how many people do you see walk around talking about, I'm ADD, I'm ADHD, I'm
autistic,
I'm autistic? You know, like, life insurance. You know, a lot of insurance companies don't want to insure these people. A lot of life insurance companies don't want to insure these people. We have, you know, where we are tied to, we are partnered with 24 different carriers. So if there's a life insurance company that we are partnered with that doesn't help you in one area, well, guess what? We know somebody, more than likely we know somebody who can help you, you know, and that's a big deal, you know, because I have, like, both of my parents are diabetics, for crying out loud. Now, if we want to talk about what's hereditary, that would look like possibly me being faced with diabetes if I don't take care of my health, this and this and that and the third. Yeah, I came into the business not even being able to, and I've been insured I've had my license for over a year now. I came into the business with another company and could not even protect my own family, could not even protect my own friends. So, you know, I did my research on different products, different, you know, life insurance, I did so much research until I found the company that was right for me, that I felt like could serve my community the way that my community
And what's the name of your organization, ma'am?
PHP. And what does that stand for, ma'am?
I think it's people helping people.
Because that's what we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like how you said life insurance is a privilege, because it really is. Not everyone is going to be able to get approved. So even young people, if they have problems already, are getting denied. So you don't have forever to get insured. Lock it in at a young age. Get that price grandfathered in.
Mm-hmm. And get those benefits. Like, get those benefits. It doesn't cost a lot. You know, like, we spend more money on bottles every weekend to turn up, to get our nails done. I know.
Nails, like, toes. Come on, like, it's like $200 something, at least $200-$300 a month. Like, you're telling me you could go buy J's, you could get bottle service, you could DoorDash. Like, let's really look at your bank account. You say you can't afford it, but, like, maybe you need to check your lifestyle.
Because it's most definitely affordable, but the lack of education, the lack of knowledge is what is having a lack of that is, it's almost the reason why people prioritize these things over something that could change their lives and their family lives so drastically.
So do you guys think it's an education issue or the fact that people can't hire like a financial advisor?
Oh no, it's most definitely an education issue. Look at the era that we're in.
We're not a financial advisor.
Yeah,
No,
we're
I'm
not
just saying like
Oh.
a financial advisor would probably go over this kind of stuff with people that they've been hired by.
They don't do life insurance, sweetheart. They don't.
Most financial advisors-
So, like-
they don't even know.
So they wouldn't want to protect their own asset
Of
as a
course
person?
they would want to.
They're
but that's,
putting the money in the stock market.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because that's what financial advisors do. They put their clients' money in the stock market. We put it in a index account, which is called an annuity. Financial advisors get paid from their funds. We get paid from the companies. So no, financial advisors are not most likely, I can't speak for every financial advisor, but most financial, just how you said, I hate car salesmen. Not everyone is bad, but
Fucking hate car salesmen.
you know, I have a really good one. He's really no. I have a
Fucking
really
hate
good car salesman.
I hate them as a people.
No, he's really
Like,
nice.
not even in the
he's
job.
so sweet. Like
He did it. He read the pamphlet,
no,
lady.
I ran circles around him. Like I told him what I want. Like I sold myself. Like he was like, "Wow, this is so easy."
Yeah.
Like no, he's really good. He's Jason. His name. He's at the BMW. Like let me know.
Jason at the BMW ran game on you, my friend.
No, I promise. He was
Nope,
so quiet. He
Jason-
did not run no game.
That was on page 47.
Well, page 48 was even better. You don't understand the kind of deal I got.
Yeah, I fucking hate salesmen, yo.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's most definitely, it's an education.
He was cringing with me. He was like, "Who are you?
Like,
What
tell
do
me
you
something else.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah,
"What do you do?
Yeah.
I work out. I like to eat.
I like to cook.
I like to like do my nails. I like to be pampered. Like, there's a whole other side of me." But
No, you cool as hell. Like,
Yeah,
I did not know. I didn't think this was going to go this. I was prepared. Like, I got off of work, and I just had to, like, mentally prepare myself
today,
to argue.
argue?
Oh my God, yeah.
Well, you know, I should have probably went to school to be like a lawyer or
Yeah.
something. Like that's why he he said he sent that bitch to law school because he likes to argue. But I don't like school, so I cannot go to that much school. But I
Same,
really
same.
do like to debate, and I do give people a run for their money sometimes. But
Yeah, I mean, like, more than a run. It's more like a marathon. You know? But, you know, this is what I love about you, you know, because you're going to drive, you're going to make people run a marathon, but you're going to hit the key points. You're going to ask the questions that need to be asked. Oh, like we was talking about earlier, you're going to address the elephant in the room. Why is there an elephant in the room? And nobody want to get the elephant out of the room. The elephant cannot fit in a room with the rest of us, but nobody wants to say anything to the elephant. You're going to say something to the elephant.
I feel that. Because the second I got on the phone with you, I think you were the elephant at first. I'm like, if we're going to be honest, I was like, hey, what the fuck are we doing?
Right.
I'm so sorry. I need to go look in the mirror.
I was like, I fuck with you, but like, what
I don't know about your friend over
what are
here.
we
Like,
doing?
hold on, how is this your friend right now? Like, this doesn't make sense.
You're like, how do you know him? He's like, how do you know her? Like, I'm just like, y'all need to just get together and like, you know.
Perception is not key. That's
Yeah.
that's what it comes down to. Perception's not key. You're a cool person. I fuck with you.
Yeah, no,
I
she's
do.
an amazing individual and she has a beautiful heart. You know, she's a really awesome friend. Like, we work together, you know, our industries have aligned, but she's really an awesome individual. And her heart is so pure. Like, it really is always in the right place. You know, if you could look past, you know, sales, you know what I mean?
I can't. I'm so sorry. I'm so
She's
sorry.
really- she's really a good person.
I wasn't even trying to sell you anything.
That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you selling? Here. Yes.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's why people always give me their numbers, and then like I get so many phone numbers, right? It's called prospecting. So like we're always looking for prospects, and I get so many phone numbers, but I get blocked like crazy.
She's on everybody's block list from Austin to California. Few places on the East Coast, but like if you ever looked at anyone's block list, you probably see like
I'm blocked. Like, I'm blocked. Like
yeah.
Like, because Shayna's like, well, how many times did you call them? I'm like, let me see your phone. She's like, no.
I just put my nose on the mic.
You remember I called that girl Olivia, Miss Olivia. If you ever hear me, I called her off of my friend's phone, and she still hung up on me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave this girl alone. Yeah. You're really gonna wish one day you talk to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the funny thing. I really wasn't even trying to sell you.
I know. I was just like, but I was like, what though? Like, I don't know if you're selling me something, but you just.
I think it was. I think I was in the zone.
Yeah.
Like, I must have just been coming.
Just watch that dude's podcast. I think maybe.
Yeah. No. Like we're always on Zoom calls, and so like they're like.
I was a Zoom call. Got you.
Yeah, and so like maybe I was just getting off a Zoom call, so my mind was still on work, or like how do I hit these numbers, or like I always have a chart, and I'm always like sending her these charts and these numbers. I'm like, this is how many people, and this is what I need, and this is how we get here, and this is my next.
Yeah.
She's all like, it's okay, just breathe.
Yeah. Yeah. Like she's very like I said, you know, we in the same industry and we both have the same goals and want the same things. We hit it at two different angles, you know. So she's more numbers. She understands numbers, or you know, and she's going to crack the code to figure out how we need to get there. Me, you know, I rally up the troops. You know what I mean? I assure them that, you know, we're okay. Everything is okay. You know, I take the time to explain everything and to make sure that like we all have our ducks in a row, but she's on her mission, and I got to make sure everybody can keep up with the mission.
That is the best way to explain it. Like, you rally the troops.
Yeah.
It made me think of last year, the big operation, the big mission we had.
Yeah.
So we had a crazy mission last year.
Oh no.
Yeah, we moved. I moved, not
Yeah.
we. I said
Right.
we, but yeah,
we
really
moved.
we.
Yeah.
I had lived in Dallas with my ex.
Okay.
And so it was like a whole operation about like moving out. And I had Shayna have like 3 people meet her. No, 4 people. I don't know. She met 2 people, another person at the gas station. She had a car full of people. The 2 U-Hauls following her. I was like, everybody pull up at the same time. She orchestrated the whole thing. It was a crazy weekend.
Yeah.
And it moved fast.
And it moved fast. It moved very fast, but it worked. You know, we did run into a hiccup, but that's because the person was fast. It was just as fast as us. You know, but yeah.
But we knew that.
Yeah.
Because I told you he was going to be there in 7 minutes.
Yeah. Listen, we had 7 minutes. So I'm operations, you know what I mean? And making sure things are streamlined. And she's like goal oriented. Okay, this is what we need. This is how much it's going to da-da-da-da. Like it works. It works.
This was fun.
Yeah. It went a lot better than I thought it would. Yeah.
Same.
Okay, but we talk a lot.
We do.
No, we're at an hour and 12.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I was like, though, that especially that last thing you sent, that would have been a whole podcast itself.
Yeah, because honestly, and you know, just to even not get into it, to touchly brief on it, it was just like basically like people shouldn't date people that they're not ready for. I know it was geared more towards men shouldn't date women that they're not ready for, but I feel like, you know, it's a two-way street, right? You know, you can't be a woman and, you know, dating a man that you're not ready for, because if y'all are both not in the same space, if y'all are not equally yoked, right? You know, somebody will weigh somebody down, you know, and Jasmine has had this experience. I've had this experience, you know, where we're
watching it unfold right now.
It's literally unfolding, you know, and that's why, like, you know, yes, our crusade is to help people and to educate people, but this stemmed from us not having the education ourselves and us being screwed by not having this education. And not only that, you know, dealing with people, you know, that did not fit the vision. They didn't fit the lifestyle. They didn't fit, you know, our vision, what we wanted, the places we wanted to go, you know, things that we wanted to do. You know, we dealt with people who we seen potential in, you know, and you can't date potential. We're learning at our big age that you can't date potential. You either got it or you don't. And if you don't have it, keep it pushing, you know, and we dated potential, and potential has failed us, you know. So we're at a stage in our life where we're fighting to get back everything that we lost and more. And that might look to, if you don't know us or you don't know what we've been through, everybody goes through something. But if you don't know our own story, you'll never know why we go so hard.
My saying is always, and that's the same thing on this podcast, anytime these kind of topics come up, deal with someone who actually likes you. It's really
not
that
even
simple.
liking you, because
Yeah.
that person could love you, but if
No, I
they're
mean
not-
actually like you, like in the sense of actually liking someone, like not using the word love or using the word
yeah,
like
but liking
actually.
you doesn't pay the bills. Like
No,
you
I
could
mean like just in the sense of a
somebody.
relationship, just relationship sense. Like deal with people tend to deal with what they like, and sometimes what they like doesn't like them, and they don't make the decision to switch it up. Like they go after the same type of person,
Basically settle.
time and time again, and the person that they're going after just doesn't like them. That particular type just isn't for you.
Right.
Instead of trying to search and
Change your type.
Yeah,
like,
change
you just keep
something,
going
do
for the
something
same
different.
thing in a different body,
yeah, insanity.
right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, time to switch it up.
Yep.
Like this person isn't working for you.
Yep.
This
You've
type.
been chasing this type of person your whole life, and it's never worked. Try something else.
Right.
It's really that simple. I did just want to touch on Foodie Land before we get done and start taking some pictures.
Yes.
Foodie Land was lit. Now, if you went there with $20, you would not have had a fun time. And I think a lot of people were saying that.
That was you that was telling me to go to Foodie Land?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. So
See, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I could not remember. I was like, somebody told me to go to Foodie Land, and I don't know who was telling me to go to Foodie
Yeah,
Land.
we went to Foodie Land. What was it? Sunday? Sunday. It was really cool. Like 180 different vendors. Food was okay, but just everything was expensive. Like the get in was $7 or whatever, but you're gonna spend $20 at every stand.
So what was your favorite meal?
The mac and
dish?
cheese balls were fire. Like I don't know what
were
they
they
put.
fried?
Yes,
Oh,
they were
word.
so good. I don't know what kind of cheese they used. It was next level.
Yeah.
They
But we-
imported it from over the sea.
But the Foodie Land like experience is a California based festival.
Right.
They brought it here. So I think Houston was 2 weeks ago. Dallas was last weekend or the weekend before last. And then Austin was this past one. So it's all the same 180 restaurants they took to both the cities, all three cities, but it's from California. So all these vendors are from California.
Okay.
So there's like a traveling circus with food.
Yeah.
Right. And it was packed. There had to have been 40, 50,000 people there. We were there.
wow.
Super packed. Food was cool. I mean, I didn't go there expecting to get some crazy gourmet shit. It's a festival.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Turkey legs and corn is going to be places.
Right.
They had fried squid. They had bone marrow. Like they had all this kind of different stuff. Alligator, frog
you ever had
legs.
the fried Oreos?
I hate sweets. Like I hate salespeople.
I'm not a sweets person either.
Yeah, I can't do sweets.
What's your sign?
Guess.
Gemini?
You're appalled. Yeah, I'm very appalled.
Because Geminis have so many different personalities.
I have one.
Girl, I have six.
So it's just not the flirty.
I have one personality.
So what are you?
yeah. I have
Scorpio?
names for my
Yes.
personalities.
I just did Scorpio.
Nope.
Definitely not a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
You're a Virgo?
I'm 100% Virgo.
What kind
I
of Virgo?
love Virgos.
The
Which
realist.
one? August or
Not
something?
the
September.
realists. Why they all say that? What? The realist?
Yeah,
They
every
do be,
Virgo.
but, like, they- yeah,
every
they-
Virgo I know. But
Yeah.
So are you very technical?
With what?
Like things and numbers and people that
They're analytical, I would say.
that's what it is, analytical.
They're very analytical.
Yeah, so
That's why I
Virgos-
started the podcast with my opinions about you guys.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Nah, shout out Food
That's
Land.
funny.
That shit was lit.
Yeah,
it was lit.
most
It was cool.
Give
It-
my opinion.
I just had to give my opinion because the third. So like again, like I personally feel like I'm good at gauging people.
Yes.
In house, like when we're like in the same area.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not the energy I was expecting. I thought you were gonna have like a notepad and like some shit. Like I thought you were just gonna hop on the pod and just get to work. I didn't think there was a shot coming. I didn't think that was that. I didn't think you took shots.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know. I got multiple personalities, so
And you're not even a Gemini.
yeah, I'm not even a Gemini.
Yeah.
But, I do like to have fun.
Okay, I didn't know that. To talk
Well,
to
she's
you.
an man. When I tell you, like my friend, you know, people are catching my friend here in a season. You know, because I get so many questions about her. Like, I get the same notion you have about her. It's not a first. You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually quite used. I'm getting used to it, right? Because this is not, like I said, this is not her. But she's at a very different season in her life, and she wanted all, and she's out to get it, and she's not going to stop. You know what I mean? The only thing I want from my friend is to slow down a little bit. You know? Yeah.
We just had this conversation last night.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. But you know, me myself, right? I need to pick it up a bit. You know, and that's where the balance come in. She helps me with that just as much as I help her. We help each other, you know. So people are even experiencing me in a different light. You know, I'm not.
I know you had ass on my timeline, bro. Like what? And I couldn't.
It's her birthday.
I couldn't unscroll from it. It was just like there,
Ass. It's her birthday.
That's the only time you get a glimpse of booty. I can't even say ass, right? Like, it's not even my birthday. I'm feeling like very PG-13.
I'm over here like ass, making it rain.
Yeah, I was most definitely making it rain on the boat. Like the boat was raining. It was raining on the boat.
This was great, yo.
Yeah.
Unexpected pods. I didn't know. That's why I gave the topics to like when shit might have got awkward, we could just like go back to the topics like these.
Yeah.
That's why I send those things just to like, so they're already in your mind. So like if it gets kind of like weird and we can't flow with the pod, we'll just let's just slide into these topics. Yeah. But it was great having you guys on. We got a lot of pictures to take. It's not going to take very long, I promise you. We'll snap them quick and we'll get you guys out of here. Was there anything else you guys wanted to say before I close?
Calvin, I absolutely appreciate you. You didn't have to do this. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much for allowing us to express ourselves on your podcast.
For sure.
Go look me up on IG, Jazz the Life Agent.
Yes.
This cell shit is crazy.
I haven't quite necessarily changed myself to like Shayna the Life Agent yet.
God, she's always trying to sell some shit.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it out there. Closed mouths don't get fed.
True.
Like,
This
you
is
know, you gotta
very
let
true.
people know what you do.
No,
if
facts,
if y'all
facts.
didn't catch it, now you know.
Yeah. And I'm Shayna, you know, I also go by Shaynobi San. So if you know a Shaynobi San, however it is you want to, you know, look at it, view it, I get both. But yes, Shaynobi San. I need to probably change that, right? Like Shayna the Life Agent or something like
Maybe.
that.
Mhm.
Maybe.
But we're fun. So we are like
Yeah.
life insurance agents, but come party with us.
Yeah.
You might get a different experience.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Safely.
This is the Can We Talk podcast, episode 113. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.